The normally light-hearted atmosphere of the Graham Norton Show took a shocking turn when the famed British comedian and talk show host made jaw-dropping revelations about Prince Harry. What started as playful banter quickly spiraled into one of the most unexpected, brutally honest, and uncomfortable segments in the show's history, leaving the audience stunned and royal watchers buzzing. With A-list guests watching on in awkward silence, Norton fired off a series of brutal jabs at the Duke of Sussex, hinting at hidden secrets from Harry's past that the public was never supposed to know. His remarks, delivered with his signature wit, weren't just jokes, they were pointed, scandalous accusations that made headlines before the show even finished airing. While the episode initially focused on Harry's latest ventures in Hollywood, things quickly went downhill when Norton subtly questioned the authenticity of Harry's narrative. For years, Harry has dominated headlines with his tell-all revelations, portraying himself as the misunderstood prince who escaped the confines of the royal institution. But Norton, rather than offering the usual sympathetic nod, flipped the script. "You've shared a lot about your life," Norton remarked, "but what about the things you haven't told us?" Harry's demeanor shifted immediately. What started as a casual conversation now felt like an interrogation. The audience, sensing the tension, watched intently. Norton, without hesitation, continued. "We've heard about your struggles, your battles, your pain. But what about the things that don't fit that story? The parts that remain conveniently left out?" At this moment, Harry tried to laugh it off. But the unease in his body language was undeniable. And then came the real bombshell. The audience let out a nervous chuckle, unsure whether Norton was about to make a harmless joke or drop a nuclear bomb on Harry's already shaky reputation. What followed was something no one expected. Norton proceeded to list off a series of eyebrow-raising incidents from Harry's past, ones that, according to him, didn't make the book, but should have. Among the shocking claims, that certain military colleagues didn't buy Harry's version of events in Afghanistan, questioning how much of the action he actually saw versus what he later embellished in the retelling. That some royal insiders claimed Harry was not as forced out of the family as he likes to portray, hinting that he left because he wasn't exactly winning the popularity contest behind palace walls. That Meghan wasn't the first person in his life to suggest escaping the royal bubble. There was allegedly another high-profile woman before her who didn't think he could survive outside the monarchy. As Norton delivered each revelation with his signature mix of sarcasm and biting humor, the audience didn't know whether to laugh or gasp. The stunned expressions on the faces of his celebrity guests, including those who had previously supported Harry, said it all. One of the most explosive moments came when Norton directly criticized Harry's repeated claims that he was a victim of royal life. "Look, we've all heard the sob stories," Norton said, shaking his head. "The poor prince trapped in a palace, forced to ride in gold carriages, burdened with the horror of having servants iron his shoelaces. My heart bleeds." The audience erupted in laughter, but Norton wasn't finished. He had a choice, you know. He could have been a royal and done good work. But no, apparently, the only way to find himself was to run to Hollywood, sign multi-million-dollar deals, and then still complain that life is unfair. The joke landed hard. Even some of the most pro-Harry audience members looked uneasy. As expected, the fallout from Norton's brutal roast was immediate. Within hours, social media exploded with divided reactions. Some praised Norton for saying what others were afraid to, while Harry's supporters slammed the comedian for punching down on someone they believe has been unfairly targeted. A source close to the Sussexes fired back, claiming, "Prince Harry has endured years of unfair attacks, and this is just another example of a British media personality using him for cheap laughs. The truth is, he walked away from an institution that caused him pain, and people just can't handle that." But Norton wasn't backing down. When reporters later asked if he regretted his comments, he simply smirked and said, "Regret? No, darling. If anything, I held back." While Harry faced awkward silences and tense moments on Graham Norton's stage, the royal family remained completely silent, and that silence spoke volumes. Buckingham Palace has long adopted a never complain, never explain approach, refusing to engage in Harry's public attacks. With every passing scandal, public sympathy for Harry appears to be dwindling. While his Netflix deals and high-profile interviews once guaranteed media attention, some experts say he is beginning to lose relevance. Media analyst Sophie Carter commented, "The problem isn't that Harry left the royal family, it's that he keeps playing the victim while living in extreme privilege. People are starting to roll their eyes." Others argue that the royal family may have been right to distance themselves from him, as even those who once supported Harry are finding it difficult to overlook his contradictions, hypocrisy, and tendency to always blame others. Graham Norton's takedown of Prince Harry may go down as one of the most unfiltered, brutally honest moments in British television history. While some will undoubtedly call it unfair, others see it as a much-needed reality check for the self-exiled prince. One thing is certain, Harry will have a hard time laughing this one off.